Oh, yeah. We're bundled up. Let's take the boys to school. Let's go. You guys ready for school?
Yep.
Let's go. Love you.
Yeah.
Love you. Learn lots. Have fun. Whoa, show me your shirt. Jack. Whoa. Go buy the merch. Thanks. Hi. You ready to go take a nappy roo? Yeah, let's do it. Before we get started, let me show you something that I don't know if a lot of you know yet. Come here. Okay, you guys ready? Watch this. We sold our house. Well, we're still under contract. I think we close here in the next couple of days. And I think when this video comes out, we might be already be closed. So that's exciting. Okay, so I've been wanting to do a video like this for quite some time. And no, it's not because I'm running out of projects or video ideas. It's just the growth that we had here and the new people here. I want to kind of give a quick introduction and, you know, a good way to kind of connect with you guys to answer some of the questions that we have. So we're going to do that. We're going to do as many as I can. There's no way I can cover all of them. You guys said way too many, but we're going to do the best that we can, as much time as we have. Let's see. And we'll start from the very beginning. All right, I'll try to post all the questions down below. That way you'll see who did it. Anywho, let's start with the first one. This is funny. What do you do for a living and do you like it? I'm a YouTuber. I used to be a respiratory therapist. Full-time YouTuber now. What was the hardest thing to teach yourself for your DIY projects? The hardest part to teach myself is that mistakes will be made. That was the hardest part because you get frustrated. You think you're just not good, period. But in reality, every single maker out there makes mistakes all the time. Some mistakes everybody can see, but the majority of the mistakes only they could see. And I had to kind of absorb that to know that that's just part of the learning curve.
All right, but first let's talk about sponsors today's video, Policy Genius. Guys, 2021 is here and there's nothing more irritating than having to shop for brand new insurance. You got your home, you got your auto, you got even life insurance. Policy Genius is America's leading marketplace that takes the top home and auto insurance and brings it into one place for you to compare your quotes. Once you find the right policy, their team of experts will do all the work for you to get you switched over smoothly. You need home and auto insurance. I need home and auto insurance. We just bought a house. Guess what we need? New homeowners insurance. So why is it so hard and so complicated to shop around for policies out there? Well, Policy Genius asked themselves the same exact question and they decided to start this company and reinvented the process from start to finish. First, start by answering a few quick questions online about yourself and your property. Then, Policy Genius would compare your existing policy against others in the market to make sure you're getting the right coverage at the best possible price. Own a car too? Policy Genius will compare your home and auto insurance policies across different insurers and even mix and match to maximize the savings. Policy Genius has saved their home and auto insurance customers an average of $1,000 a year. Well, if you're wondering about life insurance, they also have life insurance tools for you. So do yourself a favor, head over to policygenius.com/Mr. Build It to shop the market and start saving today. Now let's get back to this video. Let's go.
What was your favorite build so far? By far has been the bunk beds for the kids. It's got LED lights, it's built in, it's like a tree fort for the kids. It's very special because I think that's a memory they'll carry for the rest of their life. What was the most essential tool to get started making building things? Two things, but if I was to answer one thing specifically, the Craig pocket hole jig. A pocket hole jig just kind of allows for you to create joinery a lot easier. What is your favorite tool? Favorite tool? My table saw probably, because it helps me create nice, clean, straight cuts. What toolkit should I buy to do projects around the house, like fixing things, but also changing things, Get like a 5-piece combo kit. Circular saw, drill, all that stuff. But for the most part, a drill can fix a lot of things, but you do also need to cut things. So just get like a 5-piece thing. Drill, circular saw, reciprocating saw, and so forth. Whatever else is in there. What are some tips for installing tile on your own? Tips. Oh, leveling kit. Get one of those leveling kits. There's a little, it's a kit. You got the little levelers that goes between tile. It's a perfect spacer. Got a little wedge that goes in there and a little clampy tool that puts it all together, compresses it, spaces it, and levels it. How does your wife put up with all the women in your DM? You'll be surprised. I'll probably get more DMs from guys than women. If you could upgrade any tool in your shop, regardless of price, which do you pick and why? Well, it was gonna be the dust collector, and I did, because I've always wanted the remote control start. So technically, kind of living the dream, right? I have been thinking of starting a woodworking YouTube channel while balancing a full-time job with a wife and kid. About how much time do you spend editing videos? When I started, I think I spent about, 2 weeks building or a week and a half building and about 3 days editing. Now, I have somebody who edits for me, Kyle. He's incredible, saves me a lot of time so I can focus on building and putting out videos more often. What is the worst part of building? The worst part of building, I would say the mistakes that are made, so dealing with the frustration. And if you're gonna record the videos, that's probably the second hardest part is building and recording. But now I get to only do one. So what should you do when close friends and family members constantly ask for work at a discount rate? I feel bad, for example, turning my grandma away when she's done so much for me, but she's asking for me to do fairly big projects basically for free. I don't know. For me, I have a lot of people that usually used to ask me for a lot of things to do, not family specifically, but just colleagues and friends who'd ask or hire me to build stuff, and I may be expecting for a cheaper rate. My excuse was always like, hey, I'm sorry, my content schedule for YouTube and brands that I'm working with is already booked up. I'd love to help, but I'm too busy. So play the I'm busy card. How often do you change your blades on your saws? What type of / brands of blades do you highly recommend using mainly for wood cutting? How often do I change them? Not very often. Maybe 3 times a year, 2 times a year probably. I get them sharpened as well. Leads me to a second point, invest in nice blades. I use Freud Fusion blades. They are incredible, a little pricey, I think around 90 bucks a blade, but they had such good carbide that's so hard that you can send it to like a Woodcraft or a Rockler or whoever you want to go to and have them resharpened for like, I don't know, 10 bucks or something like that. So therefore they live way longer. What makeover / reno that you've done has your family liked, preferred most, and which has seemed the most useful? So I guess I kind of already answered that question. Most favorite one, probably the bunk beds, but I think Irina has loved the stairs the most because I think it's been featured in most places the most. It is the most like eye-catching thing as soon as you open the door and enter a house. It's like a statement piece. So I would say the stairs. And I'd also say in terms of the most useful, I don't know, I would say, our fire pit area. That was very useful because as a family, we get to do it and spend time together. By the way, I don't know if you noticed the theme here. Family time is very important to me. And the fact that I got to take my kids to school and be with the baby while my wife is working right now, taking a couple of days off from work right now in terms of building, that's why I like to do what I do. I left my day job so I can be here and with them and make these memories. So family time, super important. What advice would you have to those who are trying to become more handy or want to try some DIY projects with little to no DIY experience? Okay, I would say just dive in head first, right? Just try. Try and embrace failure. You gotta be like, I'm gonna mess up, but it's okay. I'm gonna learn something new from this and I'm gonna take it to the next time I do something like this and I'm gonna perfect it. I'm gonna learn something and take it to the next project. That's a lesson that only you can learn as doing an apprenticeship with somebody or going to some kind of schooling or whatever. So embrace failure. That's what I could say. And just dive in. And YouTube. Google a little bit, just give you a little bit head start of like what to expect. Do any of your kids like to help in your builds? All of my kids do, well, except the baby for now. All of them love, especially Beckham, he's very creative, and Jack, he loves building as well and helping. I'm not saying it's the easiest thing to have him because you got a schedule to hit, you got momentum, you know what I mean? But I try to, on my days off, if they want to build something, we'll go in the garage, no cameras are running, so it's just, I'm present with them and we're doing our thing. Will there be a DIY fence? Been waiting to see anything about fences. They are very pricey, crossing fingers. Nothing on the docket right now, but not to say we're not gonna do it. My wife thinks we need couple friends. Y'all got any vacancies? I'm sure there's always vacancies. There's not enough time. That's the only problem. What's the best DIY skill a new homeowner can develop? Best DIY skill a new homeowner can develop? Thinking. I think thinking is very, like we don't talk about it enough. Like thinking and planning and seeing how things work and operate. Like if you had, I don't know, like some kind of mechanism, a carburetor, let's say in a car, not even in a house. You have to understand what each part of the carburetor does in order to know how to fix it. And so kind of the same thing at the house. Like if a hinge is broken or the door is hanging crooked, you kind of be like, okay, so you got door jambs. As long as they're straight, then the next up is the door itself. Did it warp? Or maybe the hinges are loose. So kind of just the thinking part, asking questions of why this is happening. How long did it take for you to get all your tools, your shop set up? How was the process? The process was I used to pick up overtime shifts at the hospital, use that money, therefore I'm not using the family savings money, and I would buy one tool at a time. Then I would pick up little side gigs, build somebody a cutting board, build somebody a cabinet or something like that for the pennies on the dollar. Didn't really pay myself. Use that money to buy the tool. And then after a while, brands came along, and some brands were nice enough to give me some tools, and I sold off my old ones. So that's kind of usually the progression of it. But I think I've been doing this for 5 years, so I guess I would say it took a couple of years to get there. Most difficult project to date, difficult, probably staircase railing. You'd be surprised how difficult it is to weld things straight on a spot like that. And metal moves when you weld it. Are you going to get your contractor's license and renovate other people's houses, or possibly buy rental properties and renovate those? Great question. In my last couple of videos, I have been in other people's houses. Most of it is just kind of giving back. Nobody's paying me to do those jobs for them. It was more of like, I want to do a nice thing for people. But with that being said, I do want to one day build a house. And when it comes to building that house, I do want to get my own personal contractor's license. And I do want to start investing in properties. So therefore, yes, the answer is there will be renovation properties later in the future. Oh, this is a good one. If you could change your past, would you pursue a career in carpentry? I'm a big fan of YouTube. And not to say carpentry is not a good career. I think I don't know business that well, right? So you could be a good doctor, but if you don't know how to run a business like your own practice, you'll be a bad businessman and not a successful doctor. So yeah, I think I'd rather create YouTube videos. What first got you into this type of work? Really great question. When we got married 9 years ago now, we were poor. I just graduated college. We just got pregnant with our first son. And my wife wanted these cute little things, right? Tables and the coffee tables and whatnot. And obviously the really nice stuff was expensive. So I wanted to give it to her. So I decided to try and building those things off of West Elm and whatnot. Failed miserably, but also succeeded in a lot of things. Made her happy. Her happiness equaled being impressed with me. That equaled to me being motivated, and so on and so forth. And here I am today. What are your goals for the new house? You know about the new house. A lot of big projects. We're not going to do too many small projects. The goal is to do 3 videos a month instead of 2. 2 of them are going to be big. 1 is going to be small. There's going to be a lot of work that we're going to do. Probably going to be the most drastic kitchen transformation I'll probably ever do to date. It's on a concrete slab. Little spoiler alert. And oh yeah, and if you're like, hey, I didn't know about the new house. It's not a brand new house. It's an older house, not a horrible house, but not what we want it to be. Going to be a huge transformation, and we'll do a walkthrough with you guys before we get started. So where do you live, and can we be best friends? I know you watch my podcast. It's funny. It's Joe Rogan's thumbnail, and it says Joe Rogan's cast pod. That's hilarious. Joe, if this is you, yes, we can be best friends. Where do I live? I live in Boise, Idaho. How do you clean all the dust in the house after doing a project? My wife complains. Anytime I do projects, I want to minimize the dust and dirt. By the way, we have no garage. The complaining from like the wife part is, it's hard for me to wrap my mind around, because I have like half of the DMs I get are people like wives going, hey, how do I motivate my husband to build stuff for me? And to me, I'm like, I think there's a deeper root than that. Like the way I think your wife should be excited, the fact that you're building stuff for the house and improving the house. But that's neither here nor there. How do you keep the dirt, dust, and debris down? Drop cloths. Shop vac, keep it on you with you, and take your boots off. I don't know. I don't do anything perfect. I tend to save time afterwards to clean up. That's the way I live. Would you consider collaborating on a project with John Malecki versus Challenge, maybe? Yes, I accept. And also, he's the worst. Has there been a project that you regret starting because you didn't realize how much work it would be? Oh, I don't know. I don't necessarily think I regret it. I just did a video for a bathroom shower remodel in a basement. And it was my first time working on concrete, and it's a finished basement, and whoever finished it didn't do a good job making the wall studs straight. So it was difficult doing the plumbing on concrete slab. It was difficult getting drywall straight. Tiling was a nightmare. Nothing was straight. And that was a problem from the start. Do I regret doing it? I don't, because it was for a good cause. Did I learn a lot from it? I did, that I'll get to take on to the next project, i.e. my next house, sitting on concrete slab. All right, guys, I had a lot of fun answering all these questions. I hope you had fun as well. I think we're gonna try to do a little more of this vlog style kind of videos. Please let me know in the description if you guys like stuff like this. It kind of makes it fun to create content like this. Make sure you check me out on all my social medias, all the links. Ooh, it is cold in here. Let's get back inside. What am I doing? Make sure you follow me on my social media. All the links will be down in the description below, as well as please check out, You gotta be quiet, baby sleeping. Please check out the merch section. It'll be down in the description below as well. All that stuff helps support this channel. This week, we'll see you guys on the next one. See ya. Bye.